Jack never planned to work on an alien empire's royal station. He only wanted a job and peace. The Aurelia Prime station floated silently above a purple-blue planet, shining like a crown in space. Inside it was full of gold halls, glowing walls and beings from 100 worlds. Soldiers marched. Scientists whispered. Royal guards watched everything. And Jack cleaned the floors. He was a single dad, tired but kind, with gentle eyes and rough hands. His wife had died 3 years ago back on Earth. Since then, life had become a long list of responsibilities. His daughter lived safely with his sister. Jack took the off-world contract because it paid well, very well. Enough to give his child a better future. No one noticed janitors. That was the rule of the universe. Jack pushed his cleaning cart through the silent midnight corridor of the royal nursery wing. This area was forbidden to almost everyone. Even soldiers avoided it. Jack was allowed in only because the nursery robots often malfunctioned, and organic hands were needed. As he wiped the glowing floor, he heard it. A sound that froze his heart. Crying. Not normal crying. It was sharp. Echoing. Desperate. Jack stopped. His chest tightened. "Kids," he whispered to himself. The crying came from behind a massive crystal door marked with royal symbols. Jack knew what was inside. The alien twins. The Empress's newborn children. Everyone in the station knew about them. They were special. Born once every 1,000 years. Their species believed twins carried the future of the Empire in their voices and minds. And right now, those voices were screaming. Jack hesitated. Protocol screamed louder than the babies. "Do not enter. Do not interfere." But Jack wasn't thinking like an employee. He was thinking like a father. He slowly opened the door. The nursery glowed with soft blue light. Floating cradles hovered in the air, gently rocking, but the twins were still crying. Their skin shimmered silver and lavender. Their large eyes glowed faintly, filled with fear and confusion. The caretaker drones hovered helplessly. Soothing protocol failed. Emotional stability, critical. Jack swallowed. He stepped closer. Hey there," he said softly, his voice shaking. "It's okay. You're not alone." The drones turned toward him. Unauthorized organic interaction. Jack raised his hands. "I'm not here to hurt them." The twins screamed louder. Jack's heart broke. This sound. He remembered it. Late nights. A tiny room. His daughter crying after a nightmare. And what always worked. Jack sat on the floor. He placed the cleaning mop aside and looked up at the floating cradles. "Back on Earth," he whispered. "My little girl used to cry like this too." The twins paused. Just for a second. Jack closed his eyes. Then he sang. It was not a perfect voice. It was not trained. But it was real. Musical note. "Hush now, little star so bright. Drift to dreams in gentle light. Daddy's here, don't be afraid. Night will pass, the dark will fade." Musical note. The station's lights flickered. The twins' cries softened. Jack continued, his voice low and warm. Musical note. "Close your eyes, the sky will sing. Tomorrow comes with everything." Musical note. Something impossible happened. The alien twins' glowing skin began to pulse in rhythm with Jack's voice. Their breathing slowed. Their tiny hands relaxed. Silence. Peace. The caretaker drones froze. Unknown calming method detected. Jack opened his eyes. Both twins were asleep. He exhaled slowly, tears filling his eyes. "I miss you," he whispered, thinking of his daughter. He stood up quietly and turned to leave. He never saw the hidden balcony above the nursery. He never saw the tall, elegant figure standing in shadow. The Empress. She had been watching the entire time. Her eyes, ancient, powerful, and unreadable, were locked on the human janitor. She had heard every word, every note. A cinematic sci-fi scene inside a royal alien nursery. A human male janitor in his early 30s, wearing a simple blue uniform, gently singing while leaning over a glowing futuristic cradle. Inside the cradle are two adorable alien baby twins, small, smooth light blue skin, big expressive eyes softly glowing. Behind them stands an elegant alien empress, tall and slender, blue skin, wearing a detailed royal crown and flowing regal robes, watching quietly from the shadows with a calm but shocked expression. Soft purple and blue ambient lighting. Advanced alien architecture. Curtains and arches in the background. Emotional atmosphere, warmth and mystery. Ultra-realistic, Pixar-style cinematic lighting, shallow depth of field, high detail, soft glow, dramatic storytelling, 8K quality, sci-fi fantasy realism, emotional focus on faces. Jack didn't know his life had already changed. He pushed his cleaning cart through the silent corridor, his heart still racing from what had just happened. The nursery door closed behind him with a soft hum. The station returned to its cold, distant quiet. Just do your job, Jack muttered to himself. You didn't see anything. But something had seen him. High above the station in the royal observation chamber, the Empress stood still. Her long robe shimmered like living starlight. Her crown floated just above her head, glowing faintly. She had ruled for centuries. She had commanded fleets. She had crushed rebellions with a word. Yet no force in her empire had been able to calm her children. Until a human janitor sang. "Run the scan again," she said calmly. A hologram bloomed in the air. Jack's image appeared. Walking, cleaning, singing softly to himself as he turned corners. Identity, Jack Harper. Species, human. Status, civilian janitor. Threat, none recorded. The Empress narrowed her eyes. "No being is nothing," she said. Jack returned to his small living quarters. The room was plain, metal walls, a narrow bed, one window showing endless stars. He sat down slowly and rubbed his face. "I'm losing my mind," he whispered. He pulled a small, worn object from his pocket. A tiny audio chip. His daughter's voice. "Good night, Daddy," it played softly. Jack smiled sadly. "I'm doing this for you," he said. Suddenly, a sharp buzz echoed through the room. Then the door slid open. 3 royal guards stood outside. Tall, armored, weapons glowing. Jack froze. "Oh no," he breathed. "I knew it." One guard stepped forward. "Jack Harper," the guard said in a deep voice. "You are ordered to come with us." Jack raised his hands slowly. "Look if this is about the nursery." "Silence," the guard said. Jack swallowed hard. This was it. The royal chamber was vast and terrifying. Pillars rose like mountains. The air felt heavy, ancient. Jack was pushed forward. "Kneel," a guard commanded. Jack dropped to one knee. His heart pounded so hard he thought it would burst. Then a voice spoke. "Raise your head." Jack looked up and froze. The Empress stood before him. She was taller than any being he had seen. Her eyes glowed softly, calm, sharp, endless. Power surrounded her like gravity. Jack's throat went dry. I'm sorry," he blurted. "I didn't mean to break any rules. The babies were crying, Anne." "Why did you sing?" the Empress asked. The question caught him off guard. Jack blinked. "What? Why?" she repeated. "Did you sing to my children?" Jack hesitated. Then he spoke the truth. "Because they were scared," he said quietly. "And because once my daughter was scared too." The Empress tilted her head. "You are a father." "Yes," Jack said. "A single one." The chamber was silent. "Your species is fragile," the Empress said. "Short-lived. Weak." Jack nodded. "Yeah, we are. Yet your voice did what my empire could not." Jack swallowed. "I didn't do anything special," he said. "I just cared." Something flickered in the Empress's eyes. Interest. Back in the nursery, the alien twins stirred. Their eyes opened at the same time. The lights pulsed. Energy rippled outward like waves. The caretaker drones began to panic. Warning. Unknown psychic resonance. Source: the twins. The babies reached out, tiny hands glowing, and spoke. Not with sound, but with feeling. Loneliness. Comfort. A memory of warmth. The image of Jack filled their minds. The Empress felt it. Her posture stiffened. "They are calling for you," she said. Jack's heart skipped. "What?" "My children do not bond easily," she continued. "They have rejected every caretaker, every machine, every royal singer." She stepped closer. "But they accepted you." Jack shook his head. "I don't understand." "You don't have to," the Empress said. "You only have to answer this." She leaned down, her eyes level with his. "Will you sing for them again?" Jack stared at her. The most powerful being in the Empire was asking him. If I say no? Jack asked carefully. The Empress straightened. Then you will return to your duties, and I will respect your choice. Jack thought of the twins' cries. He thought of his daughter's voice that he stood up slowly. I'll do it, he said, but not as an order. The Empress raised an eyebrow. As a father, Jack finished. For the first time in centuries, the Empress smiled. When Jack entered the nursery again, the twins instantly reacted. Their cradles drifted toward him. Their eyes glowed brighter. Jack sat between them. Hey little stars, he whispered. He sang again. This time, the entire station felt it. Lights synchronized. Systems calmed. Even soldiers paused. The twins didn't just sleep. They connected. Energy wrapped around Jack like invisible threads. The Empress watched from above, her expression unreadable. These children, she murmured, are awakening. A royal advisor stepped beside her. Because of the human? Yes, the Empress said softly. She turned away. Prepare the council, she ordered. And increase protection around Jack Harper. Is he a weapon? The advisor asked. The Empress paused. No, she said. He is something far more dangerous. Jack finished the lullaby. The twins slept peacefully. He stood to leave, unaware that the Empire now revolved around him, unaware that forces beyond the station had begun to notice, and unaware that soon he would have to choose between returning to his daughter or becoming the guardian of an alien future. The stars outside the station were restless. Jack felt it before anyone else did. He was in the nursery again, sitting between the twins as they slept peacefully. Soft light wrapped around them like a cocoon. His voice had become familiar to the station now. Doors opened quietly for him. Systems dimmed when he passed, as if the Empire itself recognized him. But tonight, something was wrong. The twins stirred. Their small bodies glowed brighter than ever before. Jack leaned forward. Hey, it's okay, he whispered. Suddenly, an alarm echoed through the royal halls. Not loud, not panicked, but ancient. External breach detected. Void fleet approaching. Jack's heart dropped. Moments later, the Empress entered the nursery. Her calm was gone. Her eyes burned with urgency. It has begun, she said. Jack stood up. What has? Our enemies, she replied. They have waited centuries for the birth of the twins. The twins cried, not in fear, but in warning. Images flooded Jack's mind. Dark ships. A Death Star. A future in flames. Jack staggered back. They're showing me things. The Empress nodded. They are bonded to you now. Their minds open through your presence. Jack laughed nervously. That's impossible. I'm just a janitor. You were, the Empress said. The royal council chamber filled with commanders and advisors. Holograms of enemy ships spread across the air like a disease. They will reach us within hours, a general said. Our shields will not hold. Silence followed. Then the Empress spoke words no one expected. There is another way. All eyes turned to her. She looked at Jack. The twins' power is not destruction, she said. It is harmony, connection. They amplify emotion and tension. The room went still. Jack's chest tightened. What are you saying? The Empress stepped closer. They need a conductor, she said softly. A voice they trust completely. Jack's breath shook. You're talking about me. Yes. Jack backed away. No. I won't let you use them like a weapon. They will die if we do nothing, the Empress said. Jack's fists clenched. And if I do this, he asked, what happens to them? The Empress didn't answer immediately. Finally, she said, change always demands a price. Jack understood. Someone would not survive this. Jack returned to the nursery alone. The twins looked at him with glowing eyes, so full of trust it hurt. He sat down slowly. Listen, he whispered, tears forming. I don't know how to be what they want me to be. The twins reached out, touched his hands. Warmth flooded him. Jack saw his daughter's face, her laugh, her first steps, her voice saying good night, Daddy. I wanted to go home, Jack sobbed. I wanted to be there for her. A presence filled the room. The Empress stood behind him. You still can, she said. Jack turned sharply. Don't lie to me. She met his eyes. I will take your place. Jack froze. What? My life is bound to the Empire, she said. Yours is bound to love. The twins glowed brighter, sensing the truth. You will sing, the Empress continued. You will guide them. And when the power peaks, I will carry the cost. Jack shook his head violently. No. There has to be another way. There isn't, she said gently. For the first time, she looked tired. An empress can die, she said. A father must not. The Void Fleet attacked. Darkness pressed against the station like a storm. Jack stood at the center of the nursery, holding the twins. The Empress stood behind him, placing her hands on his shoulders. Sing, she whispered. Jack's voice broke as he began. Musical note, sleep now, children of the light. Hope still lives beyond the night. Musical note. The twins joined, not with sound but with energy. A wave spread outward. The station glowed. The enemy ship slowed, cracked, fell silent. But the power kept growing. Jack felt it burning through him. Stop, he cried. The Empress stepped forward. She raised her arms. The crown shattered. Light consumed her. Remember, she said softly. You were never small. The energy collapsed inward. Silence. Jack woke on the floor. The nursery was quiet. The twins slept peacefully. The Empress was gone. Days later, the Empire gathered. Jack stood before them, not as a janitor, not as a weapon, but as a guardian. A ship waited for him. Inside a message chip, from Earth. His daughter's voice. Daddy, when are you coming home? Jack smiled through tears. I'm coming, he whispered. As his ship departed, the twins watched through the stars. And across the galaxy, a story spread. Not of a warrior, not of a king, but of a single dad janitor, who sang a lullaby, and changed the fate of an empire.